Hello, I'm Jeff Siegel. Welcome to our Monday seminar for Santa Anita. We had a good opening day yesterday. Hopefully we can keep it going today. First race on the program is a maiden race for 2-year-olds going a mile on grass. Interesting first-time starter here, Uncle Sam from the Bob Baffert barn, number 2 on your program. He's a 2-year-old by Tappet out of a mare by Pleasant Colony, so he really is bred to run long and run on the grass as well, and his workouts look very, very good. Good inside draw with Bejarano taking them out. This looks like a logical, very live horse, and I think he can win in first asking. Don't think this is the strongest field in the world, so let's go with Uncle Sam as a strong straight play. Now, if you want to play the exotics, perhaps an exacta, I would think that Fusa Code might be the best of the known element. This is a Midwestern Invaders, had a couple of runs, one at Belmont, pretty decent second at Churchill last time out. I wouldn't say necessarily he's got the pedigree to improve that much on the grass, but he does have decent form and a couple of runs. Could give him a little bit of an edge over the others. But Uncle Sam's our horse, and that's the one we're going to go with on top. And again, you might want to protect it in an exacta with Fusa Code. That would be numbers 2 and 8 on your program. Second race is a race in which we have a short price morning line favorite in number 3, All Due Respect. This is an allowance race going a mile on the main track, and this is a filly who's coming off a really good race in the Ramser. Of course, that race was on the grass at Hollywood Park, but she can run on any surface, and I think on the main track here, she'll be tough. She was third 2 races back in a race called the Iowa Oaks, set the pace that day. Looks like she is going to be in the first flight, maybe on the lead. Doesn't need the lead to win, though. And anything close to her best race for Kathy Walsh, I think, beats this field. Not a lot of value, though, at 7-5. But it does look to me like All Due Respect is the logical top selection in the second race, and I would use her in all of your rolling exotics. Moving now to the third race, and this race is a claiming a race for 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races. Pretty good spot here for the Peter Miller trained number 1 Big Revolution. He would certainly be our top horse here. Lightly raced. He came off a long layoff, won a nice, decent sort of race at Del Mar. Last time out in a very tough starter 40. He was 4th, never really in the picture, but ran evenly. It wasn't a bad race. Now he's realistically spotted way down into the 12.5 range and gets a 5-pound bug boy who's been on this gelding in the morning. So it all adds up, really, I think, to the number 1 horse, Big Revolution. I think he's pretty solid here at 3-1 in the morning line. Should get a good pace prompting trip. Not a lot of pace in the race. Should get a great trip. Number 4, 3-pointer, is another horse that you have to look at. Back at his claim level, I think he'll run better here. Blinkers going back on. Now, he's won them in the past. Should be part of that pace, which should be soft. And I think 3-pointer probably the one to fear most. But let's go with Big Revolution on top over 3-pointer. That's 1 and 4 in that order for what we like in today's third race. Now, the 4th and 5th races are races I just can't get a handle on. I recommend that you pass the race. I don't really have a feel for it, so I'm not going to make any selections in the 4th or 5th. Just sit the races out and then pick up the action in race number 6. So in the 6th race, this is a race, a pretty difficult race for fillies and mares. Difficult to handicap because it is a bottom of the barrel claiming race, $8,000 tag. The 2 horses I came up with were numbers 4 and 13 on your program. Number 4 is Lost Profit. Number 13 is Our Bellini Bikini. I would use them both if you're playing the late pick 4 and any other rolling exotics you might want to be playing. Lost Profit has got lots of early speed. She is dropping down to the bottom level here for Mike Mitchell. Should be either on the lead or close to it, and switching to Rosario. So she's going to get a lot of play. She is 7-2 in the morning line, and she obviously is a major contender, and you have to use her. The other horse I would use would be the horse outside Our Bellini Bikini, number 13 on your program. She's very consistent, very genuine, in good form. She is dropping rather drastically in class from 20,000 down to 8. But she essentially has always been kind of a moderate claimer, and she's run for 8 in the past, so I don't think there's anything suspicious about this. Doug O'Neill just running her where he thinks she can win, and Bejarano takes the mount off the jock switch from Pedroza. So to me, Our Bellini Bikini looks very, very well met as well. So those are the 2 we're going to use, 4 and 13, Lost Profit and Our Bellini Bikini. I would use them both in all of your rolling exotics. Moving out of the 7th race, this is the Cal Breeders. The 2 I'm going to use here number 1, Teddy's Promise, and number 4, Screaming Regal. I think the winner will be one of those two. Teddy's Promise, coming off a very sharp allowance win. I would think that she's inside speed and maybe the best of the speed. Screaming Regal is a maiden, but I think she's got the right style for 7/8. She's a big filly that doesn't have a lot of acceleration, but she'll get the 7/8, and if there's some pace up front, she could wear them down. I think she's got room for further improvement. So Teddy's Promise logically is the one to beat, and Screaming Regal from Off the Pace, the maiden, who I think is a fit with these. Those are the two, numbers 1 and 4, and I would use them both, again, in all of your rolling exotics. The San Gabriel is the 8th race, very good turf race, bringing out the usual QT, going a mile and 1/8. He's the logical horse. He ran huge in the Breeders' Cup Mile. He was 3rd behind Goldacova and Giopani. He had Sydney's Candy behind him in that race, and we saw what Sydney's Candy did yesterday. So the usual QT for all the right reasons. I mean, he's certainly the one to beat. He's undefeated in 3 starts over this turf course. I would also use number 1, Prowdinsky, another horse for course specialists. 3 out of 4 lifetime on this turf with a 2nd place finish. Came off a bit of a layoff or actually a long layoff, and ran very well in the citation over in Hollywood. 2nd behind Victor's Pride. If he runs back to his best, he's right there, obviously, Prowdinsky. And I would also use Violon Sacré in the number 5, Patrick Biancone colt, who didn't run all that well, I thought, in the citation. I thought he'd run better. He likes giving the ground, and you know this course is going to be a little on the softer side. So you have to use number 5, Violon Sacré, as well. Those numbers then are 1, 4, and 5. Any one of the 3 could win. The number 5, Violon Sacré, is 8-1 in the morning line. He's the best price, so be sure you use him. But I respect Prowdinsky and the usual QT too much to say that they wouldn't deserve top billing either. So, again, 1, 4, and 5, maybe a good exacta or trifecta box there. The 9th race, only going to go 2 deep here, using number 4, Sweet Consolidator. Now, she's had 8 chances. I don't know whether you can trust her or not, but she's certainly a fit with these on numbers and on form, and I think she's going to be right in the hunt throughout. And the first-time starter that I don't know too much about, the number 9, Exponential. This is Jerry Fanning, first-timer. Trained well enough, according to Private Clocker Andy Harrington and his workout reports, to indicate that maybe she can act with these. Kind of a stranger danger type of horse at 8-1. So let's use them both. Numbers 4 and 8 on your program, Sweet Consolidator and Exponential. Actually, it's 4-9. The numbers are 4 and 9. Number 4 is Sweet Consolidator. Number 9, the first-time starter, Exponential. Let's use them both in all of your rolling exotics, and of course, the late pick 4 as well. That wraps it up for Monday. We take Tuesday off. Be back at you Wednesday. So until then, we'll talk to you then at that time. Best of luck today at Santa Anita.